Hello everyone and welcome to WhatCulture Gaming. I'm Josh, joined as ever by Ewan Patterson because Red Dead Redemption Online is getting a new update and I brought in our most expert on this entire game to tell me why I should be excited and why you guys should get back into Red Dead Online, because I haven't touched it actually since it first launched and I was a bit disappointed by how sparse it was. But I really want to get into it because I love GTA Online. GTA Online is one of my favorite multiplayer games online and I've just been wanting Red Dead to get in that position, and Ewan, have they done it?
Oh, do you remember the days, the golden age of GTA Online, where you had your friends, you had your cars, you had your apartments, you had heists.
You didn't have flying cars trying to kill you every single time.
You weren't priced out of anything, or oh god, those are the blissful days. But yeah, so Red Dead Redemption Online obviously got off to a rocky start last year. It was in beta, it's still in beta, and there was loads of complaints regarding the game's economy. The fact that there was basically nothing to do didn't help either. And for the past few months, it's kind of been the same story. The little improvements have been made here and there. New PvP modes, new cosmetics, new sorts of things like that. But they finally looks as though Rockstar are about to deliver their biggest update yet. And honestly, it sounds really cool. It's coming in September 10th. And basically, it's introducing what they promised a few months ago, which is the different frontier roles that you can have. Yeah. So you'll be able to play as a bounty hunter, a collector, and a trader. I think those are the three that you can actually play as. And you all have, basically, each role has their own skill trees. You can combine roles if you want to, and they all have unique things that get brought with them. New cosmetics are being planned. It basically sounds like the cat's pajamas. It sounds really cool. So basically, also they're gonna let you redesign your character as well. So remember, if you basically created a really uggo man, when you first joined, and my guy's pretty ugly. I'm trying to make Jonah Hex, but he's not got the Clint jaw for it. He's not got the Clint Eastwood jaw. He's kind of a bit doughy in the sides, and that's not what I want from my character.
Respect this.
So you know, they're gonna. If you want to change that, you'd have to basically start a new character, and you'd lose all your progression, which isn't really fun. Because in GTA Online, you could of course, obviously, change the character without losing anything. And they're gonna actually bring that back, so you can actually visit a man, and he'll change everything if you want, and that'll be really nice. Because
you just go to the hairdressers and it's like, I want a new face, please, and the dude's like, okay, here you go, brother.
It's like the reverse of Tim Burton's Batman when Joker goes in and just starts laughing as he walks out.
That's what everyone's going to do when they get this update.
Yeah. So basically, all the different roles sound really cool. But if, like me, you have the desire to hunt other people down and bring them in and collect bounties, the bounty hunter role sounds absolutely amazing. So basically, you're going to have unique gadgets and different things that come with the different roles. If you are the bounty hunter, basically the way that'll work is that you'll be targeting other players in the wild who are getting up to some risky business, and you basically got to bring them in. You get a bonus if you bring them in alive. You still get a bounty if you bring them in dead as well, but you've basically got all sorts of different things to worry about here, because once you actually target a player who's been brought to the law's attention, who's been a bad lad, they can actually outmaneuver you. You basically get out of capture, and it sounds like of all the roles they're introducing, it's the riskiest one, because you've got the fact that PvP combat is obviously a massive upgrade compared to how you go up against AI. The fact that they can basically wriggle their way out is a big thing as well, so you're going to actually be able to get a reinforced lasso, which should actually help you deal with them. Cool. And there's also potential for you to get your own reinforced wagon to pick up multiple bounties. So say you just wanting to, you're not a one bounty kind of guy, you want more than one bounty.
Plus, you're a greedy guy, and it's hard to get, dollar in the Wild West.
Exactly. In Django Unchained, they had the big old dentist wagon where they hold it up with bodies all the time. Well, Josh Brown, you'll be able to get your own wagon and pile it full of corpses, it's 1879.
Everything I've asked for.
And take it back to Valentine, where the sheriff's office will go, good boy. And then you'll feel rewarded, and you'll get obviously a big reward for that as well compared to the other roles in the game. But even cooler are the gameplay additions you get for being a bounty hunter. So not only can you rock a sick eye patch, which is really cool, you can also do more gun tricks now. So previously in Red Dead 2, if you double tapped L1 to holster your weapon, you gotta do a little bit of a little twirly thing, go. Now you'll be able to go full revolver ocelot and go like that. And also, if you don't care about the value of your horse's own life, if you're chasing someone else down, you're having a gun battle on horse, you can take cover behind your horse and go boo 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 boo.
You know what? I'm all for horses' lives in virtual video games, but at the same time, if you're a bounty hunter, it's a precarious business.
Exactly.
And it's either you or the horse. And I'm sorry, in that situation, I'm gonna hide on its hide and shoot over the top of it and let it take all the
horse is just there like,
I'm sorry, Johnny Guitar, you might have to be sacrificed for this, and Johnny Yuma will reign supreme.
Yeah,
sorry, you go on.
That's totally cool. The other thing that I was going to mention briefly before you gush about the amazing Red Dead features is that you'll also be able to do different gun tricks, but also initiate combat in different ways. So previously, if you were making eye contact with a really dodgy guy in Red Dead Online, you think that they're giving you the nod. They're giving you the nod, like,
seen the nod.
Like that. If you wanted to warn them off, you'd have to pull your gun out normally, fire in the air, and then if they then attacked you, you would then have the right to self-defense. It was a very dodgy feature. It didn't really always translate well. I've had people who have tried to kill me and I've killed them, and then I've been given a bounty, even though I'm just defending my own property, sir. And then basically now, you're going to be able to do the thing where you're walking away and then go...
It's a Wild West dream.
Absolutely incredible. So you'll be able to like initiate combat in those different ways as a bounty hunter, and you'll also be able to have bowlers like Catwoman in Arkham City, or like all the other DC heroes that have bowlers. You'll be able to do that to say someone's chasing, like running away. You don't fancy using the lasso. You've got a tied arm. Let's say you got a tied arm. Bring out the bowlers and then get it in the legs and then pick him up that way.
That's satisfying. This sounds ridiculous. And in a way, it kind of makes me think, why would anyone be anything but a bounty hunter in this game?
Well, the thing is, as I said earlier, the bounty hunter, the risk v reward is really big. If you've got someone who is role-playing in the wilderness as a really bad wrong'un and they're also really good at everything, that's going to limit your opportunities, essentially, if you get killed. That's going to be a massive loss on your business. You can also posse up and have a bounty hunting posse if you want, but that way you have to split the rewards, so you've got to think about that as well. And yeah, it's a big risk. My only concern with it is, what if everyone doesn't want to be a bad guy? How are you going to get bounties? Are they going to introduce AI bounties to take in, which would have a lesser reward? I think that would be a good stopgap in between.
Yes, I agree with that. That would be a nice thing to just ensure that you always have something to do and that you don't always have to take on other players, because as we know, other players can be dicks now and again. But what my favorite part of GTA Online, and I guess Red Dead Online, is when you come in from a night session in the wilderness and you have all these like great unique stories to tell. You've been fishing for 5 hours. But no, there are always great emergent stories to be told from like these systems, and I feel like this is only going to enable that more. The idea of you chasing down one guy over the course of a night and having him wriggle his way out of your van, and then your cart, and then sort of take off and you have to chase him down again. It just makes
Imagine if you replicate the Hateful Eight. You could bring in Daisy Daragoo, and you get to a cabin and there are all sorts of shady characters in there. Tim Roth's there.
Well, exactly. Tim Roth's there, of course. Tim Roth's there. Tim Roth's been cut from this one like he was in Once Upon a Time in America. But no, genuinely, when I was back in my the heyday of GTA Online, those stories were what made it just so interesting, because from a systemic mechanical perspective, it might not have been the most robust, but it allowed for these great emergent stories. I remember one time in GTA Online, me and a group of friends decided to go for a nice bike ride.
As you do.
We got kitted up in bike riding gear. We were going to the top of the biggest mountain, and we did that. Chiliad, sorry. So we started that. 10 minutes went by. We were like halfway there, and then we got chased by these two other dudes who started ramming us off the road, and it created this weird rivalry between these real-life players as we try to get to the top of the mountain and fend them off. We just wanted a nice time, but it's those moments that you really remember, and it's nothing that like the game structures really. They just happen because they give you like the great tools to play around with them, and that's what I want to, that's why I want to jump into GTA Online again, because I want to sort of occupy a role, whether it's a butcher or a bounty hunter, and just sort of live. That sounds strange, but
I totally agree. It's basically leaning into applying the mentality of the single player to the actual multiplayer, which is kind of what Red Dead Online needed to be, considering it brought across some of the, I'm not going to say busy work, but all the, slightly more tedious mechanics when they introduced the online setting, like feeding your horse, making sure your cores are all up in that. But yeah, you're also going to be able to play as a trader and a collector. The trader, this is a little bonus to sweeten the deal, you can get a camp dog.
Oh, wow.
And a stew pot.
Oh, well, not quite as good as a camp dog.
But I should have led with the stew pot.
You should have probably, you need to fall from that. But at the same time, you know what? I've been playing Blair Witch a lot recently, and there's a dog in that called Bullet that I became very attached to. And I just want dogs in all games, because going around the single player, going to, around Valentine's or something, having the dogs coming up to you because you're a good dude and you just want a nice little be petted. I want to live.
And a great example of Red Dead Online systemic mechanics, I once found a bunch of players queuing up to pet a dog, in roads, and it was the best thing ever. But yeah, you're also going to be able to basically trade. Rival businesses can target you as well, and you can upgrade your dog to alert you to when thieves are coming around to your camp.
Cool.
You can hire escorts to escort your goods into different cities, and then the collector will be able to basically hunt for treasure. So you can be a proper adventurer in the wilderness. You can, if you want to be Brendan Fraser from The Mummy, you can totally be that in the Old West if you wanted to, and basically do that. And it sounds really, really cool. If I was going to blend any of them, I think it would probably be the adventurer and the bounty hunter, even though the trader is probably going to be the easiest way to make money.
I think, it's always nice to have a trade to fall back on you. And you need, like I said, you need to make money in this harsh world. You can't just be killing fools all the time. No, this sounds genuinely good. If it works as it is intended to, I think this sounds really awesome and really robust, and like gives players so many options. And I might finally jump back in and try it, because I've been gagging for some kind of major content injection for a while now, and I hope to God this is it. What's
all we
interesting?
need is heists.
All we need, I mean, I would love it. I would love some heists. It's interesting that they're just I like that they're tweaking gameplay. That's something they never really did with GTA Online. They introduced new weapons and vehicles and, apartments and clothing and stuff like that. But the core gameplay more or less remained the same, whereas here they are actually introducing new mechanics, whether it's like, using your horse as cover. And I saw that they were tweaking, the way characters even move to make it more responsive. And that's awesome. I love that they're treating this as a proper service that they're going to update, because across the first few months, I was worried that wouldn't happen and the focus would still be on GTA Online, because it makes so much money, but it finally feels like it's getting to where it needs to be. I don't know if it's ever going. Is it out of beta now?
I don't know. I can't even remember now.
Okay.
It's always going to be in some form. I think maybe this will be where they finally open it up and say this is how it is right now.
Yeah.
At the moment, I think it's just a pointless label. Like, who cares if you think it's in beta or not? It's still the game that shipped last year. So
exactly. I mean, how long was Rainbow Six Siege's ranked mode in beta for? Is that still in beta?
Still in beta.
That is ridiculous. But anyway, we're completely off topic now. I want to know what you guys think down in the comments below. Is this update going to get you back into Red Dead Online, or maybe even try it for the first time properly like me? But either way, while you're down there, could you give us a like, share, subscribe, and head over to WhatCulture.com for more lists and news like this every single day. Even if you don't though, I've been Josh, he's been Ewan of the Wild West. That's the only name I've got for you now. Do you have a better moniker?
They call me 2 Content Ewan on the account. He did 2 news videos today.
They call him 2 Content Ewan, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye. Boy.